When I was a little kid growing up in Louisiana, I'd have to say the earliest memory of food would be crawfish boils. And you'd have all these ice chests outside full of crawfish, boiled crawfish. They'd stay hot for hours. Probably some Al Green, some Percy Sledge playing in the background, everybody eating crawfish. It was a good time. The first time I remember really liking cooking is working at a Chinese restaurant. I was 16, I was a waiter, and then we had these little carts. And I remember we pushed the carts out to the table, and we had to roll mushy pork. And I remember I had to put this mushy pork together, and I said, man, this is so much fun. I traveled through Europe for a couple months, and I really got a taste of food in southern France and in Spain, and I just fell in love with it, the way they put things together, simple things like wilted greens with some grilled whole trout, just some squeeze of lemon and olive oil. I just love that less is more attitude. My biggest influence probably be my mom. You know, she cooked a lot. She used to make this homemade fudge. I'd eat the whole plate of it. I'd always been a big fan of Mario Batali. I love the way he puts things together. He doesn't overwork the plates. He doesn't, you know, make them picture perfect. They're very rustic, kind of cool, sexy plates, and go right over the top like that. Iron Chef was eye-opening. It was, you know, I had to go up there, and I told my guys, I said, look, no matter how nervous we are, just act like we're playing the violin, because I want to be smooth as silk. No matter what everybody else is doing, I want to be smooth. So I remember waiting in the green room getting ready, and it's like a big library, and Mario walks in like this. He goes, remember guys, it's just cooking. It made me more nervous.
Potato salad, not rice.
Back in 98, 97, 98, nobody was really doing Spanish cuisine. I knew it was on the verge of becoming really big, and on the Mediterranean. They make great wine, Spaniards, and I wanted to kind of have my own niche. So I jumped on the Spanish wagon, and I was one of the first in Houston to do that. People always ask me the one question, what is your greatest culinary experience? And I have to say I was in Morocco. I tell the lady, I pick up an oyster tray and I go, four dozen of these. So the lady just walks out, I see her walking down the hill, I'm like, man, she must not like me, I must have said it wrong. So I watch her and she walks down the hill, she gets into a little boat and she goes out into the bay. I'm like, no, this isn't happening. She reaches in the water and grabs oysters and just pulls them out of the bay fresh, comes back in her boat, puts them in a bag, brings them up and shucks 4 dozen, puts them right in front of me. That's probably my best culinary experience ever. Let the food do its thing. Try to use the highest quality of ingredient that you can, but don't overwork it, don't overthink it. If you're gonna do fish, I don't really marinate things. I want the fish to taste like fish. Less is more. That's the way my cuisine is. I like to touch the food. I like to feel the heat. I like to have a sharp knife in my hand. I like to, you know, to make the plates look nice and neat, and that's about it. My last meal, that's a tough question, man. It'd have to be something braised, because I like cooking things, taking you know, an inexpensive piece of meat and cooking it several hours and making it just fall off the bone. I'd probably say lamb shank with some good Dijon mustard, that's it. And maybe a glass of red wine, Côte d'Iron. Some of the mistakes home cooks make are they overthink the dish a lot. They follow the recipe to the T. I mean, if you like garlic, put more garlic in it. Use it as a reference to recipe, but kind of be your own chef. My Cadillac of food is definitely seafood. The trick is to use a really, really beautiful piece of fish, searing it, don't overcook it, and just keep it natural. Lemon, a little olive oil, sea salt, or even fresh anchovies. When I'm not cooking, I know this sounds cheesy, but I'm driving my CTSV Cadillac, 6 speed, 556 horsepower, passing up M5s and M3s.